welcome you all to the online classes of design of steel and masonry structures. So we were dealing about the topic that is analysis of masonry structures, design and analysis of masonry structures. So till now we have gone through the theoretical part, and in today's class we will deal about the analysis of dam. Okay, so in the previous class we have studied what is a dam, what are the different forces acting on a dam, everything. So now we will deal with the analysis of dam. Okay, so in this chapter you will be dealing with the two types of problems. The first is analysis and the second part is design. In analysis, the top width will be given, bottom width of the dam will be given, total height of the dam will be given, then the height of water which is stored in the dam will be given, specific weight of the masonry will be given, and also specific weight of the water will be given. We have to determine the maximum and the minimum pressure intensities at the base of the dam. Whereas in design of dams, we have to determine or we have to design either the top width or sometimes top width and bottom width both, or sometimes we have to determine bottom width. So here we will be designing the top and bottom width of the dam in design problems, but whereas in analysis problems the top width, bottom width, total height, height of water, everything will be given. We have to determine the maximum and minimum pressure intensities at the base of the dam. So this is the first part of the problematic part, and we will be dealing with the analysis of masonry dam. Okay, so this problem carries 15 marks. So one by one I will brief you about the steps for analysis. Go through the steps, they are very easy, and the steps for analysis and design almost they are same. So if you remember the steps one by one, it will be very easy to solve the problem. So here to start with the analysis of the dam, so in the question paper or in the problem, the given details will be the top width will be given, bottom width will be given, total height of the dam will be given, then the height of water which is stored in the dam, that is small h, will be given, specific weight of masonry and specific weight of water, that is rho and small w, will be given, and we need to determine the maximum and minimum pressure intensities. So to start with the analysis, there are 6 steps. Okay, so one by one we will deal with the steps. Step number 1 is weight of dam per unit length, which is designated by W. So this is nothing but the self weight of the dam. Okay, self weight of the dam. So self weight of the dam, this is the largest force which will resist all the external forces which will be acting on the dam. Okay, so this step, this weight of the dam is very necessary for the stability of the dam. So this weight of the dam, that is capital W, it is given by a formula, that is rho into A plus B divided by 2 into H. Okay, here rho stands for specific weight of masonry. Okay, the rho, this is rho, this is not P, rho. Okay, rho stands for specific weight of masonry, whereas A is the top width of the dam, B bottom width of the dam divided by 2 into H. H is nothing but the total height of the dam. So when you substitute the values, you will get the weight of the dam per unit length. Okay, so after completing the first step, we will go to step number 2, that is total pressure. So total pressure acting on the dam. So total pressure means here the total pressure of the water which we are storing in the dam. So this will be determined by, so total pressure it is given by P. Okay, capital P. So capital P is equals to W into h square divided by 2. Okay, where W is specific weight of water and small h is height of water retained in the dam. So divided by 2. So here total pressure, as I told, total pressure means the total pressure which is acted by the water which we are storing in the dam. Okay, so that is why what we are considering the specific weight of water and the height to which we are storing the water. So when you substitute the values, we will get the value of total pressure acting on the dam. Next, coming over to third step. Okay, so third step, it is the distance between heel and point where the resultant cuts the base. So the third step, that is distance between heel and point where resultant cuts the base. So here earlier in the topic, that is elementary profile of the dam, okay, we have studied. So this point A is called as heel of the dam and the point B is called as a toe of the dam. Okay, so here we have to determine this value Z. Okay, so to determine this value Z, we are having an equation. Okay, we are having an equation, that is Z is equals to x bar plus h by 3 into capital P divided by capital W. Okay, Z is equals to x bar plus h by 3. H is the height of water stored in the dam divided by 3 into P. Capital P is nothing but total pressure what we have calculated, and capital W is nothing but the weight of the dam. So when you substitute the values, we will get the value of the Z. So here we know the value of H, we know the value of P, we know the value of W, but we don't know the value of x bar. So determine the value of x bar. We are having an equation, that is a square plus ab plus of b square divided by 3 into a plus b. So here x bar, it is given by equation, that is a square plus ab plus b square divided by 3 into a plus b, where a is the top width of the dam and b is the bottom width of the dam. So when you substitute the values of top width and bottom width in this equation, you will get the value of x bar. Next, you substitute the value of x bar in the equation, that is Z, you will get the value of Z. Okay, so after calculating the distance between heel and point where resultant cuts the base, the next step number 4 is eccentricity. Okay, so eccentricity, here what will happen, sometimes in the question there will the conditions will be given. Okay, sometimes two conditions will be given, that is determine the pressure intensities when the dam is full, or sometimes determine the pressure intensities when the dam is empty, or sometimes what will be asked, determine the pressure intensities when dam is full, also when dam is empty. Okay, so here based on the condition you have to go for the equation of eccentricity. So here eccentricity when dam is full, it is given by E is equals to Z minus of B by 2. Okay, so here Z what we have calculated in the above step, that is distance between heel point where resultant cuts the base, that is the value of Z. So substitute the value of Z minus of B by 2. B by 2 is nothing but a bottom width of the dam divided by 2. So you will get the value of eccentricity when the dam is full. And if it is asked when the dam is empty, then eccentricity E is equals to B divided by 2 minus of x bar. So B is nothing but bottom width of the dam divided by 2 into x bar. X bar we will get the value from the above equation in step number 3. So by substituting the values, determine the values of eccentricity when the dam is full as well as when the dam is empty. So after completing the step number 4, we will come to the step number 5, that is the last step, or you can tell last but one step. So in this step what we are determining? We are determining the pressure intensities, that is pressure intensity max and pressure intensity minimum. In short, we are writing it as P max and P minimum. Okay, So maximum pressure intensity P max is equals to, it is given by the equation capital W divided by B into bracket 1 plus 6 into E divided by B. So where capital W is the first step, that is self weight of the dam per unit length, okay, and B is the bottom width of the dam into 1 is constant plus 6 is constant, E is nothing but the eccentricity what you have calculated. So when you are determining P max when the dam is full, so that time we have to substitute the eccentricity when the dam is full. If we are determining P max when the dam is empty, so that time we have to substitute the values of eccentricity when the dam is empty, okay. So when you substitute the values, we will get the maximum pressure intensity when the dam is full or when the dam is empty, both we can find out, okay. And the next is minimum pressure intensity, which is given by P minimum. So P minimum we are calculating by again same formula, only the difference is here we are substituting plus symbol, and in minimum intensity we are substituting minus symbol, that is only the difference. Remaining the formula will be same. So when you calculate, you will get the values of P max and P minimum. So after getting the values of P max and P minimum, the last step, step number 6 is we have to draw the pressure diagram, okay. So whatever values we will be getting from the above step, that is step number 5, that is maximum pressure and minimum pressure intensity. So the same values we have to draw in the form of a diagram, okay. So as we know that we have drawn shear force and bending moment diagram, so here also we have to draw a maximum intensity diagram and minimum intensity diagram. So this line is nothing but the neutral axis, okay, and whatever maximum intensity, it is denoted by plus symbol and it will be below the neutral axis, and whatever minimum intensity will be there, it is denoted by minus symbol and it will be above the neutral axis, okay. So when you draw the diagram, this completes your problem. So that will be carrying for 15 marks. So hope you have understood the analysis steps of masonry dam. So we will in the next video I will brief you about the problem, that is we will solve a problem on analysis of a dam. Thank you.